Now, our guest today first hit our screens more than 30 years ago on shows like Ready, Steady, Cook and The Big Breakfast. Since then, he's become a household name, opened multiple restaurants and written over 30 books. Here to tell us all about his latest one, please welcome the brilliant James Martin. Always good to see you. You're a busy man.
We were just chatting about the years. We used to have these doors on... do you remember Ready, Steady, Cook?
Yeah.
It was 33 years ago, and you used to pull it yourself. The green peppers, yeah.
How things have changed.
There was a lot more steps to trip over as well.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, you know, Ready, Steady, Cook, all the shows you've worked on, but the Saturday morning shows have always been a big thing.
It kind of found my home, hasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's 20 years now, can you believe?
Yeah.
Kind of pinch myself every time we sort of press record and go for it, but it's just a great fun show, and I think that's the key to it. A lot of shows can be quite formulaic. Ours is it's the only cookery show we got dogs running around everywhere, and
Well, I love watching it. I've been on it. I love being there.
Yeah.
It's so relaxed. You say you almost forget you're actually making.
Well,
a show.
we're very similar to how you are here. We shoot it as live, so not live like you guys are, but we don't do any rehearsal. A lot of people don't know it that I've never cooked any of the dishes for 20 years.
So you just...
Until we press record.
Really?
I've never cooked any of it.
I'm
We just have ingredients in front
I'm
of
always
us.
amazed watching you that you just chat away and you're going, yes, chat anyway, Ruth, what you're up to, and you're cooking away. You're hardly even looking sometimes.
Well, women are good at that. Multitasking, isn't it? That's what it's called.
So this book, this is a kind of an amalgamation of all your TV shows, your Saturday shows.
Yes.
Well, there must have been thousands and thousands.
It's quite interesting. The publisher turned around and said, "Can we have some recipes?" I said, "Yeah. How many thousands do you want?"
Yeah.
Every week we do about 65. I do, and then we get some of the greatest chefs in the world we've had on the show as well, and you know, people like Gareth Ward and legends in the industry that I just. It's a pleasure to actually be working with them. And then, you know, somebody like Gareth, you won't get a table in his restaurant. You just can't get a table.
Well, you can.
Well, even I can't get a table. and to have him cooking and with guests who are just enjoying it as much as I love it as well, it's the pinch yourself moment. So all those people that are a part of it, I'm just a small part of a jigsaw puzzle with an amazing crew, amazing selection of guests, amazing selection of chefs.
But your crew are kind of part of the show, aren't they? When you're there, they're all there and everyone's kind of clapping or laughing.
The nature of it is
along.
we film it in the garage, so it's just you know, it's not got a fancy studio. It's a garage. That's what it is.
I think a lot of people who watch it, I mean, I've heard, because I've been on your shows, they do think it's like, oh, it's not really at his house, is it? And I'm telling you, it really is. It really is.
Last time you were on, you were obsessed with motorhomes, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Yes, we had a tour around your motorhome. But yeah, but it's such a lovely environment there, and you know, the crew. You've obviously worked with each other for years, and you seem really connected.
Talking about Sama, who helps me with the books, all the last 27 books she's done. Really, she's worked with me 34 years. And she's the one, she genuinely sits there with a red book and she's got a pen and frantically writing the recipes while I'm cooking. So we just put the ingredients in front of us and I just sort of collect, you know, just oh, we'll have a bit of that and we'll do that. And while we're chatting to you and just, it happens. It just, luckily, it does happen. But then she's writing the recipe, which is, there's great fun of it because it keeps me on my toes as well. So otherwise it would be just a little bit too formulaic.
It's interesting when you say, like, oh, I know, can you believe it, all those years? Because I do believe if you're doing something you love, the years fly by, you don't know.
Well, cooking, I first stepped in the kitchen when I was, 8 years old as working in the pot wash at a place called Castle Howard. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Bride's Head Revisited? I'm showing my age now, big time. But I remember working as in the pot wash there and just dreaming one day to go in there and be a chef. And I bought a chef's jacket when I was 10 years old. Aww. And I went in there and my job was buttering bread. And then I got promoted to buttering scones.
Wow.
That was, oh yeah. And then I got promoted to piping chocolate eclairs and that kind of stuff. And then I managed to work in sort of several quite, you know, nice restaurants, Michelin-star restaurants in my teens, and that kind of started me to test the ground.
But where did the love of cooking when you were 8, 9 come from?
From my parents, like grandparents. You know, most kids will learn it from their parents. You know, and learn. You know, my parents were one of those. There's your dinner, and you eat it. And you eat
choices.
And you eat it. There wasn't a choice of... There wasn't a menu. That's what you're having.
Yeah.
And I learned all about flavours and texture, and also growing. I think to fully understand and you respect food, you have to understand how difficult it is to produce. So if anybody's got a garden out there, you realise, if you've ever tried to grow any on carrots or anything, you respect food a lot more when you understand how difficult it is to produce. As a chef, I respected farmers because we were from a farming background. I respect them massively, because without them, we're just going to be eating tablets. And without their hard work that goes into it. And it's such a lot of work to produce the food on your plate. And I think in the UK, we kind of take it for granted. We walk around the supermarket and just grab whatever. We're not really knowing where that ingredient comes from and how difficult it is to produce.
But you've got to start that at a very young age, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's also, you know, thanks to ITV, we can promote the individual suppliers. We had a chap who I met the other day that produced leeks in Lincolnshire. So when you actually see leeks in their natural state, they're about sort of 4 foot high. When you go in the supermarket, they're this big.
Yeah.
But you can eat the entire lot of a leek. Where's the rest of it gone? You know, and it's just so nice to promote these suppliers that we have in this country and beyond that as well.
I was really surprised to hear that you nearly gave up your dream to become a policeman.
Yeah, I did genuinely. When you go through stages of a career, and I never really fell out of love with it. It was just a moment in. It was frustration and not you know, you've worked in London. I had no money. I had nothing. I got to my early 20s. I had absolutely nothing. I went back up to Yorkshire and I had all these amazing places that I worked at. But I thought, my dad used to be a policeman. He said, "Well, why don't you join the police?" And 2 weeks I lasted.
Well, listen,
to crash in the car.
And that was just the training, not even.
Their loss
I was back in the kitchen.
Their loss has been very much our game, James, but we've got lots of questions for you, which I want to get to, because these are our viewers' questions. Julie. Hello, Julie. Julie says, Julie, what's the secret to good stuffing?
The key to it, if you cook the stuffing separate, so don't stuff the turkey. So people always stuff the wrong end of the turkey. You put the turkey in the neck end. But also you take the wishbone out prior to cooking. All birds, game birds, pheasants, chicken, take the wishbone out.
Why?
Because if you think your dream's going to come through out of a dead chicken bone, you need to get out more. But when you stuff it in the neck end, when you see a beautiful shot of the slices you see on the adverts, you slice it and you got the meat and the stuffing in there. That's because they've taken the wishbone out. So when you carve it, you don't have to fight around the wishbone. So you carve it all through.
But you say cook it separately.
Cook it separately, and then moisture is the key to it. So even down to... but cook the onions beforehand, sweat them down. Lots of onions to bread, a little bit of egg, and then actually add some suet if you want it to stop in dry, and then sage as well is the key to it. But it's just onion sage, really simple. Cook it on a tray. So
Jerry asks here, how do you avoid undercooking turkey leg meat without overcooking the breast?
It's the key to it is resting above all everything. So literally take a slab of butter, and I love my butter, but take 250 grams. I would cover the whole thing in butter.
Yeah.
So you need to cover the whole thing. A good packet of butter, probably 2 packets of butter.
Wow.
Over the top.
Yeah, nice.
Salt, pepper, and then you cover it over. You roast it as per normal. People always overcook it. The best way to do that is use a temperature gauge. So you put one of those thermometers, and you put it in where the thigh is, above 85 degrees. Take it out, cover it with tin foil, and let it rest for at least an hour and a half before you carve it. People
worry about it going cold.
No, always in the restaurants. The meat for your Sunday lunch in the restaurant, the meat is usually cooked about 11:30.
Yeah,
it's cooked and just sat there, and we take slices of it. The hot sauce goes on the top, because if you try and cut a chicken straight out of the oven, it just drops a bit. Same thing with the turkey. Just let it relax, let it rest, cover it over with all that butter, all that lovely juices over the top. Keep basting it like that. Cover it with tin foil and then carve it. It's the best way.
OK, Caroline wants to know, how do you spruce up your sprouts?
Deep fat fry them.
Oh, my Lord.
Deep fat fried.
To spice them up.
Oh, deep fat fried Brussels sprouts, amazing. Cut them in.
Fat fried.
Deep fry them.
Yeah.
So cut them in half.
Right.
Deep fry.
Do you put them in oil or anything?
And vinegar.
I do a bit of onion and bacon.
She's written
You can do onion and
deep
bacon.
fry.
Honestly,
Just deep fry.
Cut them in half. Don't wash them. Cut them in half.
OK.
In the deep fat fryer, really hot till they're golden brown.
What oil? What oil do you use?
Vegetable oil. And then deep fat fry them. Very hot oil. Take them out. Sprinkle them with salt, and then you can buy those perfume spray things. I use a plant spray bottle thing.
Yeah.
But if you put some malt vinegar in it and then spray it, don't get confused with that and your perfume. But spray it over the sprouts. It is amazing.
Deep fried.
Deep fried.
Honestly, deep fried Brussels sprouts. Practice it. Don't do Christmas Day with.
Listen, James, we could be here all day, but sadly, you know what it's like. We're running out of time. There's James's book, James Martin's Saturday Morning. It's fantastic as always. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.